live. I've just been chatting with a few of my friends. So far, we have 4 states that have chimed in. We have Florida, Texas, Maine, and New Hampshire. And I'm pretty sure I've got some Vermonters watching. But if you are watching and you can get to the chat function, go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. So here in Maine, it is getting cooler, although it's still pretty nice out right tonight. I would say so anyways. Anne is saying New Hampshire, it's very windy and chilly, and it is supposed to turn very, very windy here tomorrow, I think. Probably overnight, actually, because New Hampshire's not very far from me, and it's about half an hour from me. And Reba in Texas said it's in the 80s with rain due tonight. And Ruth says Florida is warm and toasty, so I'm sure it is. We actually had some warm and toasty weather here this week. We had a day or two. It was kind of nice, but honestly, I like the cooler weather. I like fall for fall weather. Anyway, for fall New England weather. Anyway, if you don't know me, my name is Sharon Rogers, and I am from Wells, Maine, which is in the southwestern part of Maine. And even though I'm on the East Coast, it is the western part of Maine. And there's stuff on the screen. What's on the screen? I don't see anything on the screen, and I'm watching. What's on the screen, Sheila? You need to tell me, because it's not showing up on my computer. It's not your computer, Reba or Ruth. I don't know. How does anybody else see anything on their screen? Frozen? I'm not frozen. 2 arrows. I don't see that. I don't see that where I'm watching from, so I don't know. I don't know what that's all about, Sheila. Anyway, and Anne doesn't see anything. Reba says she's good, so I don't know, Sheila. Anyway, so I have a couple of things to show you tonight. Well, first of all, I wanted to show you. I think I got another birthday card. I got one from Vivian up the street, but it's out there and I can't go get it. But I did want to turn this down and show you what my friend Ruth sent me. So Ruth is a stamper, but she's also a basket maker. And so she lives in Florida and she makes and sells baskets. And she was just showing me what some of her craftsmanship. Oh, hold on. I gotta get this in a wider view. She was showing some of her craftsmanship to me, just sharing for fun. She wasn't trying to sell me anything. And then I saw this bag. So it's got nice leather handles and it's got a nice hard bottom. And it's got a lining to it. It came with a card and some pencils. And anyway, so Ladybug's Baskets. I don't know if she's got a website, but she's fantastic. And this is really, truly a gorgeous, gorgeous basket. Look at that weaving. So, so pretty. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you, Ruth. Check's in the mail. Seriously, it is. I'm not just saying that. But anyway. Okay, so tonight I have a project for you. And let me see if I can find my sample. So this is my sample card. Oh, and I need to put you closer, I think, now. Now that I'm done showing you the baskets, gotta put you closer. All right. And so it looks like an ordinary card on the outside. But when you, I don't know, is it frozen for everybody else? Because, oh, no, not frozen for me. I see my fingers wiggling a little bit. Anyway, when you open it, you've got this shadow box effect. So this part is in the foreground, and then there's about a 3/8 of an inch well in here. And so when you open it, it kind of looks like it's moving across the scene. But isn't that fun? It's so easy to make too. So if you're having trouble, I would just say probably catch the replay. It may just be it may be something weather related with the streaming. I don't know. So anyway, Anne says it's not frozen for her. So looks like lots of problems for lots of people, which means I must have something fun planned for you tonight that's and you're gonna be frustrated because you can't see it right. I'm sorry about that. But the replays I've found have always been without, if you watch the replay, it seems to all straighten out for the replay. It's magic, I guess. I don't know. So every Monday I send out the tutorial from the Friday Night Live. I'm actually sending it out with the heading that it's the tutorial for my Sunday projects, my 12 Sundays of Christmas, but it also includes the Friday Night Live tutorial. So you can think of this as the project sheet. It has all the ingredients that you need to make the card, as well as the step-by-step directions. It's even got a QR code and a live link that will take you to this replay. And then it's got this. So this is a great thing if you want to keep a binder handy of all sorts of different projects. Then when you're in one of those creative slumps that we all get in from time to time, you have some ideas at your fingertips if you've got a binder full of them. All right, we are going to start with a piece of Granny Apple Green. And not a traditional Christmas green, but it works very nicely for this project. And we're going to need a piece that is 5.5 by 11. So this is already 11, so I'm just going to cut it at the 5.5 mark. Okay. We will need another piece of Granny Apple Green a little bit later. I already have that one pre-cut though. And we're going to score this in several spots. Let me see if I can get this on camera for you. Have to move my stuff around just a little, whoops, just a little bit. Not that much. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's going to make you guys seasick. All right, so we're going to score this at 2.5. So remember the light gray is the scoring one. So we're going to take the light gray and score it 2.5. 6 3/8, which is hard to find, but it is the very edge, the rightmost edge of this gray part right here. All right, so that's 6 3/8, and then you want to do 6 3/4, and don't forget the project sheet is going to have it. There's going to be a link in the replay of this video, so the description of this video, as soon as I get done, I'm going to put the link in, and the link will be how to sign up for my email so that you can get this project sheet on Monday. So 2.5, 6 3/8, 6 3/4, and then 10 5/8. So 5/8 is 2 marks past 10.5. All right, so we've got all those score lines here. We're going to fold and burnish on them. And we probably have to adjust one of them slightly, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to just fold and burnish, fold and burnish, fold and burnish. So this little tab right here is going to, the edge of the cardstock is going to fit at that score line, and the tab is going to attach to that 2.5-inch piece so that when you fold it over, it will lay flat. Now this is what you get when you do that, and that's because there is a little bit of a thickness to the cardstock sitting in there. So you can either trim this a little bit, or you can just put that right there in the fold where it's supposed to go. Fold that over, and then just kind of take your bone folder and force that new fold. And you can't see a difference on the end. I mean, it is that close to where your other fold line was. So that's how you create that flat part. Now, this is not a traditional card, so some of the measurements are going to be a little bit different than you're used to. Now, this is the part that folds over, so this right here is where we want our hole. I'm bringing in a 2 3/8 inch hole punch, and I'm going to put it all the way in there, try to center it as best I can in that panel, and I'm going to punch. And so now I have that. All right. Once we've got our circle punched, we're going to bring in some designer series paper, and I already have that cut as well. I'm using the Reindeer Days designer series paper. So the Reindeer Days has a couple of different designs. We're going to need this one in a minute because this is where we're going to get our characters from. So for the one that I have on my project, I believe it's this guy that I cut out. But we could cut out this mama and baby. We can cut out this mama and baby, or daddy and baby, I guess. I don't know. Do reindeer do female reindeer have antlers? I don't know. Somebody, if you know, chime in. But they've got them anyways, whether they're male or female. I mean, they certainly look female. I mean, she's got a nice little bow on her, and she looks motherly, doesn't she? They both look kind of motherly. Either that or they're really awesome fathers. But anyway, so we've got this plaid on the back, a really chunky plaid. We've got this beautiful pool party with reindeer kind of slipping on ice and pulling a rabbit in a sleigh. Some really cute stuff. Got some little jingle bells on the back. So we've got some more deer just hanging out. They're all festively decorated. Presents on the back. We've got these little cute reindeer wreaths and trees with holly and berries on the back. We've got jumping reindeer. We've got Christmas lights. So lots of fun little patterns here. And, oh, I said I'm going to need this, didn't I? All right. Well, I've already cut this designer series paper that's got just a bunch of, I guess I've used most of it. But it's got a bunch of deer frolicking in snow and with some evergreens. And on the back it's just regular trees. Now, I cut a couple different ones because I wanted to show you they're all going to be a little bit different depending on where you cut them. But you can make them all work. So I'm going to center that right up in the top part of that panel, and you can see what's going to show there. Now this one, it's kind of weird having that deer kind of show up there like that. So I might try for an alternate one. I wasn't really caring when I cut what I was going to see because I knew that I would have to explain this to you anyway. So see, that one's a little bit better. You can see that you've got a peek into the forest. So I think we're going to go with this one. This is 3.5 by 3.5. And we're going to put that right there in this center panel. And I'm centering it between this score line and this score line. So while you might be tempted to make that window, that shadow box part first, don't, because you got to stick in some paper here. Now, if you make a mistake, so female deer don't, but how about reindeer, Sheila? Ask Alexa that. I know female regular deer don't, but I don't know about reindeer. They might be special, they are special because they get to pull Santa's sleigh. So you never quite know. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take tear and tape. You can also use our glue, or you can use Stampin' Seal Plus. You want to use something strong though, because it's going to be pulling. Got an action mechanism here. I'm just going to use this tear and tape because it's quick and easy. All right, so Anne's saying still no. Okay. So they've taken artistic license here is what you're telling me. I'm okay with that. All right, so now if I fold this in and fold this up, that's going to stick right there. And now I have my little shadow box. See how easy that was? Pretty, pretty easy. Applies to reindeer and elk. Thank you, Anne. So now we are going to bring in a piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that's your normal card front size. We're going to just add that onto this 2 1/2 inch piece. Now we don't want to put glue all over this one, right? Because it only adheres to this piece. So that's where you should put the glue on, because it's also going to cover that whole thing. Don't get it too near the edge because you don't want it to spill off and go where it's not supposed to. We're going to just line this up as best we can. Line up your corners and your edge. So I saw this project from another demonstrator named Sharon, oddly enough. You would not believe how many demonstrators named Sharon there are. It blows my mind because I don't really know too many other Sharons. Anyway, Sharon Verity, she was making this as part of a Hurricane Helene fundraiser that I was part of. I demonstrated something and she demonstrated something, and I think I demonstrated the bows that I did, the ornaments that I did not too long ago. And so now, so that's where I got this idea from. And now I'm going to take, I have 2 pieces of designer series paper. One is larger than the other. And again, your project sheet is going to have these dimensions, but the larger one is the one that goes on the front of the card. And you'll be able to tell it's got a nice border everywhere around. So we might as well put that on now. The order does not matter here. The only thing you needed to know about the order was that you shouldn't attach this piece until you've punched the hole and put the reindeer or the other DSP inside. So there we have that. That's just a very nice, calm scene, isn't it? I love that. All right. While we're on the front, let's go ahead and bring in a piece of basic white. This measures 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And I'm going to bring in my Greetings of the Season. This is an online exclusive set. Great for Christmas. I love mixed fonts. So we'll be using this one for the inside. We'll be using the straight Merry and Christmas sans serif font. So I've already got those mounted. I'm going to bring in my garden green ink. I sure hope I can stamp this straight on camera. I might have to stand up. Okay, so far so good, but now here's the real question. Can I stamp Christmas next to it just right? Yeah, not too bad. Not perfect, but not too bad. So hard working around a camera sometimes. Now I have another piece of garden green cardstock that measures 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/2. So this whole white piece doesn't get stuck down. The ends actually hang over. I'm just going to try to get my ends equal over here. Here we go. There's that. Now I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals. Let's go ahead and put a third one on there anyways. It's a fairly long sentiment. All right. And now we're just going to put this right over here. We can, depending on where your deer fall when you're doing this. Oh, yes, female reindeer do have antlers per Alexa. So if you ask her enough, she tells you the answer you want. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Anyway, so depending on where your deer are, you might decide to place it differently. I'll put this right here, I think. right like that. Cute, cute, cute. We will add some other embellishments at the end, but we need to finish the inside here. So we've got this other piece of DSP that's going to go right here. And this piece happens to measure 3 5/8 by 5 1/4. Yep. Trying to read the print on it. Right. And I'm using the other side this time. It's the same sheet of paper. It's just the other side. I'm going to cover a lot of this up in a moment anyway. I've got a piece of basic white, and this measures 2 1/2 by 4 1/8. So that gave me, I think, something like 3/4 of an inch margin all the way around. So I could see some of those trees. I didn't want to cover them all up. I'll take my garden green. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. I had heard that they might be up to 30, so 40 is even worse. You better prepare for potential power outages, I guess. I'm so glad I have a generator. All right, here we go. Tell you, the zigzag nature of the, up and down of the weather this week was a killer for me. That usually activates my migraines, and there were a couple days that it was just terrible. Thankfully, I have medicine. Sometimes one doesn't work, so I have to take another, and sometimes my over-the-counter McDonald's mocha frappes work. Fantastic. On top of everything else. And if not all else fails, a nap usually helps with a medication. All right, so we're gonna decorate the front, but I got one more thing to do. I want to put a little something extra in here. So you can tell me what we're gonna do. Are we going to put Mama and Baby laying down, Mama and Baby standing up, or decorating Christmas tree? Which one do you want to add to our card? So 1, laying down, 2, standing up, and 3 is decorating. Let's vote. Go ahead. Always good to be on the hospital grid, isn't it? And all right, so while you're chiming in, I am going to decide, or I actually have another choice for you, I guess. Should I use snowflakes on here, or should I use these iridescent faceted gems? So I used on the original, I used the snowflakes. I just had snowflakes falling all over. And to apply a snowflake, I just put a little dab of glue and then I stick a snowflake to it. You know what, since we did the snowflakes on the other one, let's go ahead. Hi, Anne. Let's go ahead. Oh, and Suzanne's here too. Let's go ahead and use these iridescent faceted gems. We'll just put a few on to sparkle it up because you know what? It makes it festive, and this is a festive time of year. All right, so let's see where we're going to put some of these. You want to try a triangular kind of look? That's fine. That looks good. You can put on more if you want to. But honestly, those cute little deer, they're the star of the show. Oh, now you guys are telling me snowflakes. Oh well, got the gems on this one. Must be a bit of a delay. All right, I can't get my gems back in their package. There we go. All right, so I saw 2 3s and a 1, so I'm gonna do 3. 3 was decorating the tree again. Oh, of course you'd pick that one because that's the one that, I don't know, it might take longer to fussy cut. I don't know. Now some of these images on this particular paper have a die that cuts them out, like this one. I do not have the coordinating stamp set and dies that go with the Reindeer Days paper, however. So I would have to fussy cut. I don't believe that this is one of the images that gets cut out. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't have it, and I don't have my catalog right handy. So we're just going to kind of cut loosely around here. I'm not going to worry too much. The background of this is kind of a light granny apple green, so it will hide a lot of stuff. A lot of mistakes is what I mean by stuff. I'm just going to fussy cut right around. I know that this is some of y'all's least favorite thing to do, but really, I'm not doing a whole lot else in this card. It's not a really hard card to make, so I can spend a little bit of time cutting Bambi out, I guess. Bambi's mother. Would you believe I've never watched Bambi? I don't know why. I know it's a sad story with her mom. With his mom? I don't know if Bambi's a girl or a boy. But yeah, I don't really know the whole story. Other than I know mom dies. Gets shot, I imagine. There are quite a few Christmas movies that I have not actually seen in their entirety. I mean, I kind of get the gist of some of them. Just like that one, I tried to watch it a while ago. That one with the, the BB gun, you're gonna shoot your eye out, kid. That one. I haven't seen that one start to finish. I think I tried to last year watch it, just so I could finally say I'd watched it. I think I fell asleep. So I didn't get to finish that. I did see a commercial the other day that I think had the kid that was in that. I think I saw, or some kid that was in it, was in the commercial as an adult, and he referenced the movie. I like it when the commercials do that kind of thing. All right, we're almost done. It hasn't taken me too long. And this one was a, one I was hoping you weren't going to pick, but of course you did. I'm going to come in here and cut some of this out too. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Put it in the chat so we have something to chat about. Oh, it's a Wayfair commercial. You're right, Sheila. You've seen it too. You know what I'm talking about. But if y'all could chime in, let me know. What's one of your favorite Christmas movies? I love Elf. I watch it every year. There's a, oh shoot, what's it called? There's a musical with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, Scrooged or something like that. It was on Apple. I thought that was a fantastic musical. It was fun. I love the music. I'm a sucker for musicals anyways. It is definitely not your traditional Christmas Carol. Anne likes Christmas Vacation. The other Anne likes Home Alone. And so then you just decide where you're going to put this. Now, you don't want to put it so he hangs over when he's opened up. So you just have to remember that. And so I probably don't want to hide this little deer, so I'll probably put him closer to the bottom. All I need is a little bit of glue on here. What other ones do I like? Oh, I really like the Santa Claus trilogy too, but especially the first one and the third one. And I know there's a question about whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I have not seen it in ages, probably since I was a, 20-year-old something, which was a long time ago. But Die Hard's a Christmas movie. So, and there is our card. It opens up. You can see you can look around in the scenery in the back. Pretty easy, but it does give a little wow effect. Now let me show you Polar Express. I don't think I've seen the entirety of Polar Express, and Miracle on 34th Street tells your age. Yes, Reba, I hope, if you haven't gotten your card yet, you'll get one soon. I did start another one of these cards. I wanted to do it a little bit differently. This one's a pop-up. It's a donut box, so it would open up this way. It's a donut box with donuts inside. So this is the More Than Autumn stamp set. And so I just colored the sprinkles with red and green to make them a little bit more festive. And put on some of this designer series paper. See, you can make some variations. You don't have to punch a circle. You can die cut, or I think in this case I just used a trimmer to trim out a rectangle. And I thought about this paper too late. Otherwise I would have just mounted it and then I would have cut that out. This one has a window sheet in it, like a donut box might anyways. So I just need to finish that card, but that is a shadowbox card, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing that tonight. Don't forget, if you are not subscribed and getting my emails and want to get this project sheet, please subscribe by Monday. The link will be in the description of this video in about 2 minutes when I am off. So have a great weekend, everybody, and I hope to see you at 3 p.m. for my 12 Sundays of Christmas. We're going to be starting the second half of the series this Sunday, Sunday number 7. Bye, everybody. Of course, I can't figure out how to end it. So I'll say bye again, everybody.